What if someone told you to go walk around a prison wall for 6 days, and on the 7th day, you could blow a really loud horn and the walls would fall down? Yeah, you probably think they're crazy, right? Because if you want to knock down a wall, you gotta go get a crane, you gotta go get explosives, an excavator, whatever you want to do, a wrecking ball to get inside of that wall. It's not possible to do it just by walking around it. Those instructions don't make sense. But that's exactly what God told the Israelites to do. And when God told the Israelites to march around Jericho, and he told Joshua to march around Jericho, it was less about the Israelites knocking down the wall and more about the Israelites understanding that God's instructions always lead to the right consequences, to the right outcomes. The Israelites weren't going to knock down the wall by walking around it 6 times, right? It was God's power that knocked down the wall. And so for the Israelites to follow the instructions, it really was a test of the Israelites' ability to follow what God told them to do, even when it seems like God doesn't know what he's doing. But sometimes that's where we find ourselves. God gives us instructions. He gives us a clear path, a clear plan in our life maybe. And he says, this is where I want you to go. This is what I want you to do. And in our minds, it doesn't make sense. His instructions don't compute. But we trust that God knows what he's doing. We trust that God understands every single instruction he has ever given, because we know that time and time again, all of his instructions have been 100% correct. They've never been wrong. Just like when you open up in a box from IKEA or somewhere else and an instruction tells you to do something that doesn't seem like that's the right thing to do, but when you get to the end of the box being built or whatever it is, it makes sense and it all adds up. We have trust that God's instructions work because we've seen them work time and time again. So no matter what instructions you feel like God has given you today, in your life, this week, this month, this year, follow them, because God's instructions are never wrong.